So the story actually started when I invited our Kult America cameraman Maciek to the United States to visit my home country.
Can you see? Alright.
Lecę do Anglii, no a stamtąd już do USA. Zobaczymy, jak to wyjdzie.
They don't really care about you, right? Life is so great. I've been up for a week or two.
And it was kind of funny because Maciek doesn't speak any English, so suddenly he was the foreigner who needed everything to be translated.
Let me climb on your shoulders. Then I reach the top. I'll reach back for you, told you. You help me, I help you. That's the way it's supposed to be. See, I got your back now.
No to można powiedzieć, że połowa podróży już za mną. Teraz ta druga połowa, chyba trochę trudniejsza.
Yeah, they should take us overseas. Alright? Don't get blinded by the lights. Keep it real with your people who been down all your life.
But after 15 hours of travel, I picked him up in the Philadelphia airport and we were on our way.
They don't really care about you, right?
So the morning started off pretty hardcore. Maciek had flown in from Poland the evening prior.
So did you come all the way to America to sleep or to go stand in 3 states at once?
Me, I love you. It's as simple as that. Show me love, then I got to. Show that same love right back.
All right, so Maciek has arrived. I woke his ass up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we are in South Jersey with my aunt, who I haven't seen in like 20 years. We met at a funeral, and now we're like best friends again. And we are going to the place where 3 states collide: New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. It should be quite epic because we are going to stand in 3 states at once. One misconception about the United States is that there is actually no cultural difference between boundaries, that when you go from one state to the next, it's just one sprawling country with no differences. In my experience, this is untrue. We're going to the beach on the way to the place where these states meet because I thought a lot about the culture of New Jersey. I mean, what is the culture here? And contemporarily speaking, I think the first 2 things that come to mind are the Jersey Shore, which was a very popular TV show, and Seaside Heights, because Seaside Heights was totally destroyed by the hurricane. New Jersey, culture-wise, it's pretty hot button place, and I just want to see it with my own eyes this time.
Shit, I need coffee.
Well, yeah, about that.
And by the way,
I thought the video would be more interesting if you don't have coffee.
If I don't have coffee, you have no idea what happens.
We're not even in the car for 3 minutes. That's what you get for coming back into my life after 20 years. It wasn't but 5 minutes in the car before we came across our first cultural heritage site, and that was a statue commemorating the famous Polish war hero who fought for America in the Revolutionary War and aid in the establishment of our precious American freedoms. So, like right here in this random place, forefather Americans were fighting to get rid of those imperialistic Brits. And they were led by a Polak. This actual American history is pretty cool, but I think that the house from the Jersey Shore is awaiting us. So, shall we? So after that, my aunt initially started complaining that she needed coffee.
It's the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning. The very first thing I do at home when I wake up is get a cup of coffee. Ryan.
We gotta get to this Jersey Shore house. I'm definitely not stopping.
Yes, you are. I'll kill you. Oh my God, I will kill you. I just missed my coffee. Would have been better with coffee, is my point. Coffee. Next time, coffee.
I would buy that for you if we were gonna stop. And I decided to mess with her a little bit. You can take a nap.
Did you see me fucking yawn a minute ago? I'm already falling asleep. I need my coffee. I can't think straight. I can't think about anything else. I can't think about the day. I can't think about what we're doing. I can't think about the next second. I just need coffee.
Oh shit, I missed it.
It is not.
It is.
It is not.
Oh shit, I messed up. There goes the Starbucks right there.
Is it?
See? And I think it should be noted that I hadn't seen my Aunt Chrissy in like 20 years until my father recently died last fall, and this reconnected us a little bit. And it was interesting because despite the fact that so much time had passed, we had a family dynamic all the same. Joking, laughing, hitting, arguing even, and having fun. Maybe the next one, huh?
The next one.
So we arrived to our second destination, and that was Seaside Heights. One of the reasons I wanted to see this place was that it was really, really famous internationally because of the TV show The Jersey Shore. And yeah, that sounds pretty silly, but all the same, in our time, it was a really, really important place for the culture of New Jersey. So we are coming upon the infinitely famous house of the Jersey Shore.
Right.
Okay, this is it.
So cool.
Yeah.
It looks better now.
So I don't know what that says about New Jersey culture, that this is like, you know, an epic landmark at this point, because here in reality it's totally disappointing and cold and, you know.
And abandoned from its fame.
That's what happens after fame, apparently. We saw the house, and in my opinion, it was a letdown. It was just a kind of nasty-looking, used-up, rotty-looking house on the shore. The location was cool, but it really made me think about the magic and elaboration of TV. So after we saw the Jersey Shore house, we went on the boardwalk to my second point of visiting Seaside Heights. This was one of the places that was most destroyed by recent hurricanes, and they only just now rebuilt the boardwalk, started to rebuild roller coasters, but it was interesting to think that it's not a question of if this will be destroyed once again, it's a question of when this will be destroyed once again. These people are really, really resilient in maintaining their town despite the fact that it is located in a place that is just simply not meant to be. I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!
Potentially soon. He said
I knew it! I was waiting.
he can get fucked potentially
Yeah.
soon.
It was
It was good. So I guess Maciek got to learn something about the Atlantic. That's funny because we're freezing our asses off. And there's some dude out there surfing.
Oh my God.
I couldn't imagine how cold his hands and face and any exposed skin must have been, so respect to you, man. I think it's time to give you your coffee.
And a donut, maybe.
You can have 2 donuts or 5.
What?
All right, so we should get Maciek some donuts, you know, we'll choose.
Aren't they beautiful? Yum! My favorite. What to eat first? You know what? We should eat them all before Ryan gets out of the bathroom. No, you know what? Let's take a bite of everyone. Why?
It's probably all full of preservatives and stuff.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say that.
You knew I was gonna say that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think that I should eat it for the sake of the video because the truth is that
You have
this
to.
is literally what we ate growing up as breakfast.
Yeah.
Not like for fun. Not like, oh, we're in Seaside Heights and we woke up at 4 a.m. Let's do something stupid and eat donuts for breakfast. Like
Right.
this is truly American breakfast. And so I guess that we have to stay true to our culture. But why in the hell is each donut big? You testing everyone else's immune system or what? Now that you're sick? What is that?
Yes,
Who does that?
I did.
It's fucking
Surprise!
disgusting.
I'm your relative.
Maciek's not your relative.
Yeah, I know. I can go get him another donut. I had
Comes
to
all
do
the
it.
way this way from Poland, and
This is something you'll never forget.
you're battling getting sick, and you want to infect. Wonderful, wonderful.
Hey,
Well,
wait a minute. Who paid for the donuts?
I did.
And I was supposed to.
Now you're making me regret the decision.
I was talking. I am gonna go get him
Okay,
another.
that was pretty rude. I think you'll find Maciek.
Huh?
Maciek will probably eat it.
I was rushing because I didn't know when you would come out, so I'm like, I didn't chew. I was just like, bite, 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 bite.
So in the 2000s, the Jersey Shore was known for the TV show The Jersey Shore. But in 1937, the Jersey Shore was pretty famous for something very different, and that was the crash of the Hindenburg, like a huge airship which flew here from Frankfurt, Germany, killing 36 people. And it's pretty suspicious that this nasty Nazi airship was exploded over American soil just a few years before the Second World War. And today, there's not much left. I mean, it's just like a field. Right behind me is the exact spot where the Hindenburg crashed. We've been to a donut shop, we've been to the house of the Jersey Shore, you spilled your coffee all over yourself, and so now I think it's time for a little bit of sophistication. Let's go and visit Albert Einstein's house in Princeton. How's that? What else do you know about Einstein?
Albert Einstein? What do I know about Albert Einstein? He did the 1 to the power of 2. He did, wait, don't tell me. T minus, it's like 3 letters or numbers, right?
I think it's E equals MC squared.
Yes, thank you,
yeah,
that's it.
That's right.
Right.
Now if we could only figure out what the hell that meant.
Do you know?
No.
Neither do I.
Well, maybe we'll find out at his house.
Yeah.
So we went on further on the way to Princeton. There are 2 school buses there, and if you're on that bus, the other
Why?
kids think that you're stupid, retarded, might have a behavior problem. And I actually went to the small class. I didn't ride the small bus, but there was one morning that I did, and it was like a low point of my school experience. When you're misbehaving on a school bus, the old driver will like pull over if the kids are really bad, and everyone's like, oh shit, oh, we went too far, this is not good.
That's right.
And he's like, sit down in the seat. And they're not like normal teachers, like they're way more aggressive.
Yeah.
Sit down! You get to school, you're going to the office. You know? The school and the bus is a place for a lot of mishaps, a lot of fights, a lot of bad stuff goes on in the bus. I had been there once before by mistake, but I never realized how beautiful it was. Actually, when we were driving into the city, we were shocked that like this is where Albert Einstein lived, because it looked a little bit ghetto. But when we got to the center, we realized that okay, this is a place totally deserving of a world-class scientist like Albert Einstein. We are really close to the former home of Albert Einstein, and he lived there from 35 till his death in 55. He requested to his stepdaughter that the house not be turned into a museum, so today it's actually a private residence. All the same, it's pretty amazing to walk down this and imagine that, you know, Einstein probably walked next to like these trees right here. Like Albert Einstein saw these trees, possibly even out of his window. So strange. The house should be over here. I think that is it right there. So that's it. The nuclear bomb would not have been a thing if not the guy who lived inside of this house. You want to go a little bit closer? I mean, just think about this right now. Like, Princeton is back there. He's coming home from a day at the lab, day writing, day doing whatever scientists do.
Not even discovering his discovery yet, possibly.
Yeah. And he just strolled home, getting creative ideas. I mean, like,
With his messy hair.
with his crazy goddamn hair. And this was his spot. You know, maybe he had a cold here and was sick. And look at how humble he was. He didn't want this to be a museum. That's a legend. It was a strange place to see, but an amazing place to see, and a place of true academic heritage, let's say. The type of academic heritage that, being in Princeton, you realize a guy like me isn't even really quite worthy of, so I really appreciated that. So, not far from here is another historic house. Actually, it's where General George Washington stayed for like a year. Yeah, it's not far. Do you want to check that out? Yeah. Okay, come on. So somewhere back here is a house where George Washington was living. But it wasn't actually on this physical location. They have moved the house 3 times.
Okay.
It's weird that it would end up back here somewhere. That's the house. Look at that.
Wow.
I'm actually pretty excited to see this. It's like not every day that you see not only a president's house, but a house that's been moved 3 goddamn times.
This is actually going to be the oldest structure I've ever seen, personally. George, he's my favorite president.
Lincoln's my favorite president.
You like pennies?
I like pennies. I like that he freed slaves. I like that he's from the same state as I'm from. You're from Illinois. You should support Lincoln.
You're right, I should.
George Washington wasn't even American.
But he founded America.
So he was the first American.
Right.
Well, the first American president, anyways.
Right, and one of the founding fathers.
But look at this. They had a little bit of humility back then. I mean, he was the founding father, and this was his headquarters. Think about Donald Trump's headquarters in New York. Like, in 200 years from now, are they going to take like the whole fucking skyscraper? Like, yeah, this was Donald Trump's.
That's right. This was Donald. Look at how humble he was.
Yeah, this is like Donald Trump's bathroom. It's very simple, but they had vision. Yeah. That's for sure. I don't think that what America is now is exactly what they envisioned.
To think of the first president of the United States, be there, have touched the railings, walked on the porch. His eyes looked at the same house that my eyes looked at. Beautiful. Very wide floors.
Wow.
Very wide.
My aunt actually works in an antique shop, so this is like really her thing.
Amazing. Color's right, too. George?
Nobody home. George! In there? He's like, I'm busy with presidential stuff. And it's kind of crazy to think that when he was in here, this was his headquarters.
Right.
America was like, it wasn't even what we know today. I didn't obviously know George Washington. There aren't any video recordings of him, so who knows how he really was, but in terms of what his legend is in the United States, this house painted a nice picture. All right, that was nice. I liked it, but I think that it's time to get to the point and travel to the place where New Jersey ends and Pennsylvania and New York begin. We're gonna go stand in 3 states at once.
Go.
We couldn't get a tour of the house because they didn't allow photography, unfortunately. So we decided to leave, and I challenged my aunt to a race. I said that if she beat me to the car, I'd buy her some Starbucks. Unfortunately, when we were running, like kids actually, having a lot of fun, in the last moment, I was letting her win, just so you know. She fell down, and I think in the video you can just see the fear in my face because I thought, oh my God, she's gonna have a broken arm.
I lost the race for the stupid Starbucks coffee, and I think I broke my wrist. I really think I broke my wrist.
And so this is the part of the trip that gets a little bit ridiculous because we've already seen a lot of epic sights, but now we have to drive like at least another hour to the main objective in the video. And I already know that it's just like a little stone in the ground, so I'm kind of tired. We've been like 8 hours traveling around since 4 o'clock in the morning. And you start to wonder if the mission really has sense. So we were on the road, we had our tea and coffee, and I was beyond sleepy, I'm not gonna lie. You can probably hear my voice right now after the whole thing. It was just exhausting. And my aunt decided she wanted to learn Polish.
Oh, okay. Cześć, mam na imię.
Chrissy Socash.
Cześć, mam na imię Christy Socash.
She's like, you know what, Ryan? I'm going to learn Polish. And, I'm going to be fluent. You'll see. I'm going to learn. We're going to start today.
Jak masz is what?
Jak masz?
Jak masz means what?
Yeah, so jak actually means how.
Also, I could say jak masz na imię, which is just your name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think once she figures out how hard Polish is, she might not follow through with that plan. But she's crazy, so we started our Polish lesson.
So, cześć na imię, cześć mam na imię, mam na imię. Cześć mam na imię. Christy Socash. Jak masz mam na imię.
Jak masz na imię. That's good. First thing I wanted to learn in Polish was jak się masz. So how are you? To keep me from falling asleep behind the wheel, we saw like 4 state troopers zoom past us to some emergency, and that was pretty crazy. I initially thought that they were like gonna stop me, so I thought, God damn it. It's the last thing I need. Pay some state trooper ticket, I think before we get to the 3 states at once, it would be worth showing our viewers what an American police cruiser looks like. And as you can see, it's a little bit bigger than the Polish ones. They've got a spotlight here, sirens, there's a computer inside, there's also a pretty serious gun in there, look at that. America's finest. Some might disagree, but I stay neutral in it. And I can also tell you from experience that you don't want to be stopped, because with American police, they do not joke around. Also, I noticed that there's a camera in the squad car, so they record all the interactions. So when we were nearing our destination, when we were almost there, I mean, the prize was in our sight, we saw this tall monument. It looked similar to the one in Washington, D.C. We went up this hill, it started snowing, it was blowing wind. What a creepy looking monument that is.
I wonder what it stands for.
I don't know, we're gonna find out. This is crazy. What is this monument about? So, this says, danger. Base of monument closed due to hazardous conditions. Do not attempt to access. And then it says on the door, danger, do not open the door. So not only does this thing look completely creepy, but it's dangerous. Apparently it's dangerous. Wow. Shit, I still want to go in. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, so this monument is the highest point in the state. And that's the whole deal. And the cornerstone was laid on June 8th, 1929. So it's pretty goddamn old. And apparently it's pretty broken because something's wrong with the foundation, which makes me think that maybe we should get the hell away from this creepy looking dangerous monument. So the really cool thing about being up at that monument is that we could literally see the place we needed to go. So we're standing in New Jersey. Down there is Port Jevis, and that is where the Tri-Point border is, right on that river. That's where we want to be. Behind me is Pennsylvania, and up there is New York. So I think it's time to finally go and get the spoils. So we got in the car, we drove the final 3 miles, and we were ready to do what we set out to do. As a strange twist of faith, in Kult America style, we have to walk through a freaking cemetery to get there. Let's go see this spot. Not only did we complete a journey with no sleep and no food, but we were actually going to be there and do it. With my aunt in my arms, we walked through the cemetery joyfully and discovered the place where these states collided.
This is the definition of life. Adventure, spending time with your friends, your family, people you love, people you enjoy, meeting new people, experiencing today was experiencing part of the States and the people in it. It made me feel small but big because you think of 3 different states and, you know, the people in it, the history in every state.
Maybe this goes back to my childhood. Maybe this goes back to my American nationality. But I can tell you that standing in that place was one of the most epic, awesome things I have ever done on this channel in Kult America.
It was so cool and so much fun and so much history to learn about the past, be in the present, and think about future.
I didn't expect to like this so much. I've been to many try points at this point, and I have to say this one is excellent. These lines in the sand define so much of what makes American culture rich and special. Giving you a little perspective, standing in the state of New York as I am now, I know that Brooklyn is bustling with Hasidic Jews. If I take a step over here without falling in the river, I am in Pennsylvania, a land of farms, beautiful mountains, and Amish people tending their fields. I move over to New Jersey and I find the sweet state that has so much of my own family's legacy. Not to mention, it hosted the TV character Tony Soprano. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Kult America. Give the video a thumbs up if you want us to do more 3 states in one or 3 countries in one. And with that being said, I think I'm going to stand in 3 states at once and take in the greatness. My name is Ryan Socash. Thank you so much for watching Kult America.